All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to move on to lesson 1-6 for grade 7, multiplying integers. So let's look at example 1. While playing in a board game, Unlucky Lawrence had to move back 2 spaces for 4 turns in a row. What integer represents his change in position? So I have a number line here. He started at 0, and then he had to take 2 jumps backwards 4 times in a row. Here's his first time losing 2 spaces. Here's his second time losing 2 spaces. Here's his third time losing 2 spaces. And last but not least, ding, 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 here's his fourth time losing 2 spaces. So he moved back 2 spots backwards 4 times in a row. That's -8. So another way we could write that is 4 times -2 is -8. So we're going to quickly go over some rules for multiplying. And here we go. So these rules are important. So let's break this down really quick. We're going to put a here and a line here. Okay, so if we do positive times, that's a time multiplication sign, positive times positive, that equals a positive number. So positive times positive, that's like regular that we're used to. Positive times positive equals positive. Now we are going to do negative, let's change our color, negative times negative, and that is also a positive. So negative times negative actually equals positive. So positive times positive is positive, and negative times negative is positive. Now we're going to do down here positive, and let's change this color, positive multiply by a negative is actually a negative. So positive times a negative is a negative. And then last but not least, a negative times a positive number, negative times a positive, that is equal to a negative number. So I'm going to review this. Oh, wrong color. So these are 4 things you should memorize. So let's look at the top left first. Let's look up in my top left where my yellow is. Positive times positive. Okay, that's positive. All right, moving on. Top right. Negative times negative. That's positive. Okay, moving on to the bottom left. Positive times negative. That's negative. And last but not least, my bottom right corner, negative times positive, that's negative. All right, let's move on to question 2. What is the balloon's change in elevation in 3 minutes? So if we look over here, the balloon is descending, which means it's going down 500 feet per minute, or in 1 minute. So that means descend is a negative term because it's going down -500 times, or multiplied, and it's taking 3 minutes. So it's regular multiplication. So we must do, what is 500 times 3? Oh, I know, 500 times 3 is 1,500 feet. But remember, this is the same as this guy right here. It's a negative times a positive number, so that equals a negative answer. So my final answer is negative 1,500 feet. It's going to drop in 3 minutes, which is a lot. Negative 1,500 or 1,500 feet. Okay, last question. Use a number line to represent -3 times -10. So if you look at the left side up here, 3 times -10, it's like 3 jumps of 10 backwards. That's -30. So that means the opposite, it is going to move to the right. -3 times -10, it's the same thing as 3 times 10. So if we look back here, 2 negatives, when they multiply, they equal a positive. So if I do -3 times -10, the 2 negatives actually cancel each other out, and that is positive 30. So it's 3 jumps of 10 in the positive direction. So -3 times -10 is positive.